Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. So this is the next D&D Canon hardback. That is one of the, when it comes to the secular world, that is the most exciting event possible for me. I absolutely love watching real time the changing of Dungeons and Dragons, right? And Dungeons and Dragons heartbeat. You know, each of the D&D Canon hardbacks, the physical hardbacks, are critical. And what I want to talk about today is the purchase journey for Bigby's Presents Glory of the Giants. So first of all, my process for buying Dungeons and Dragons books has completely changed, right? So I used to go into my FLGS, and you'll find videos right here on this channel of me going in and saying, "Hey, I just got out of my FLGS, and here's my, my D&D Canon hardback." And I have to say, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. And the reason why is D&D Beyond. So the D&D Canon hardback has been made better, right? So what I just did is I went to my wife and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to make an online purchase." That's got to, you're like, why would you have to talk to your wife to make an online purchase? I have to talk to my wife to make an online purchase. And the reason why is I am intense and adamant, all right? And when I get into, like, if I was just allowed to buy everything, I just, of course I want a $300 pair of Nikes. Like, I just have to click this button, right? I'm absolutely terrible with money. And so, so basically, whenever I make a purchase over, actually any online purchase, I do not, to me, the idea of just click a button and it shows up at your doorstep, it just doesn't match, my temperament, right? So basically I'll often say, "Hey, can you get XYZ?" But I need to do the online purchase for my D&D Canon hardbacks, and the reason why is so outrageously complicated. So first of all, it is outrageously complicated to buy a current premium D&D Canon hardback, and the reason why is, to me, I will tell you right now, I will never again ever buy a D&D Canon hardback without its digital component, right? So it's $50 retail for a D&D Canon hardback. I think that is a steal. I think it's an absolute steal. Oh, and get this, it's going up to $60, right? Well, I paid $60, and I got the physical. I paid $60. I know that Hasbro is going to get every dime of that. I'm really happy about that. I'm the opposite of the D&D beginners. I'm the D&D now, D&D forever, and I want every dime to go to Hasbro. I think Hasbro has been the greatest guardian company that Dungeons and Dragons has ever had, right? Far better than TSR. Wizards of the Coast doesn't even count. What, they held it for 2 years and flipped it like a suburban property. Come on. Right? And then Hasbro has really cared for Dungeons & Dragons and has done things for Dungeons & Dragons that no one else has. Without Hasbro, we would not have Mercer, right? Hasbro is a horse in Hasbro's stable. Period. End of sentence, right? Not only did they make it possible for him to make the biggest, most successful actual play in the history of all tabletop role-playing games, but they made him a D&D Canon author. That's what, never forget. Okay, Matthew Mercer is nothing but a D&D Canon author who does a show, who streams some D&D. Period. Like I think that's the best way to understand Mercer, right? And it's where his talents have been used best, right? Mercer is D&D to the bone. The Critical Role is never leaving Dungeons and Dragons, right? So it cost me $60. Shipping was free. I paid $3.55 because I live in the state of Pennsylvania. So it's $63.55. And now I have pre-ordered my Bigby's Presents Glory of the Giants. It was not a smooth journey. Okay, so one, I have to, so you can't buy it on D&D Beyond. You can't, right? You go to D&D Beyond, you click a button, and even to get to the bundles, it bounces you to D&D Wizards, which is a site they're literally trying to shut down, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I know for a fact they're trying to shut this down, and now my purchase order is going to happen there. And then once I had purchased it, I could not find an order receipt anywhere on D&D Wizard's site or anywhere on D&D Beyond. I did get an email though, right? Saying, hey, we got your order and you're good to go. The other thing is I felt comfortable about this because this is about the third time I've done this. I did this first time I did this was Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Then I did it for Keys from the Golden Vault. And now I've done it for Bigby's, Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. And I know I'm going to get my book, my physical book. It's going to be in fantastic condition when I receive it. And I didn't have to pay for shipping at all, which is great because I live in the United States of America. I think they'll also ship for free to like, I think they'll ship for free to Canada and maybe, I don't know if they ship for free to Europe, but I'm fortunate, so I don't have to pay for shipping. And then the other thing is I know 2 weeks before this thing's, influencers will get it first, and that is frustrating. I wish that was not happening. But then I will get it first through D&D Beyond, and there'll be 2 to 3 weeks where I'll be able to read it on D&D Beyond before I get the physical book. And when the physical book arrives, I know I have that on my shelf. I can take it to any FLGS game. I can use it when I'm at the table in my own home. I can take it, when I've been invited to play D&D in other spaces, and that is fantastic. But I know if I don't have that book on me and I have my phone, which is always right, I have access to it. And that is actually the D&D Canon hardback is the talisman. It has everything I need, right? Unless it is not physically with me, and that physical book has served as a key to make that book available everywhere I'm at through my phone. And that is a D&D Canon hardback to me. Access to it everywhere, anywhere, all the time, and access to the physical book, the premium experience, right, which is not ending, is not going away, despite every grognard screaming to you that they're not going to have hard versions. That is such an absurd thing, because the reality is Dungeons & Dragons D&D Canon hardbacks are literally 40 years behind comic books, and comic books are still being printed, right? Like, so the reality is we have easily 50 to 100 years of physical, by the evidence, we have 50 to 100 years of physical books. They are not going anywhere, right? And I will say the process I used, I don't see why anybody would not use this permanently, right? Like, and I love FLGSs. I play in an FLGS. I spend money there, right? But not on D&D Canon hardbacks, because they can't get me the digital. They can't get me that digital counterpart, right? That digital heart, that beats at the same rhythm as the D&D Canon hardback itself. I just wanted to share my purchase journey for Bigby's Presents Glory of the Giants. I'm excited for the next D&D Canon hardback, which is Bigby's Presents Glory of the Giants. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic.